I don't know about you guys, but I could eat pizza every day. And like most Americans, I've ordered hundreds of pizzas from these guys. But I tell you what, I can do better, and so can you. So on this episode of Culinary U, we're going to teach you how to make New York style pizza at home. So you want to learn to cook? Well, you've come to the right place. We're going to start out with some easy dishes and work our way up to some more complex recipes. So put your feet up, get comfortable. This is Culinary U. Welcome to Culinary U, the show that teaches you how to make nutritious and delicious meals without breaking the bank. My name's Todd Gamble, and I'm your host. On this episode of Culinary U, we're going to be teaching you how to make pizza at home. Now, pizza is one of those few items that a lot of people love to eat. It's ordered, delivered, carried out, but very few people make it at home. And that's a shame, because making pizza at home is not hard. It does take a little bit of time, but you will be rewarded with great flavors that you just cannot get at your local delivery or carry-out place. So let's get on with the video, and I'm going to go teach you guys how to make some delicious New York style pizza. To make your own pizza at home, the only equipment you're going to need is a stand mixer, a pizza peel, and a rolling pizza dough cutter. We're going to start with our basic pizza dough. We're going to take 4 cups of bread flour, 1.5 cups plus 2 to 3 tablespoons of warm water, 1 tablespoon olive oil, 1 tablespoon sugar, 2 teaspoons of salt, and 1/2 teaspoon of active dry yeast. Now we're going to start out by making our dough by taking the bowl of our stand mixer. We're going to add our 4 cups of bread flour, and then we're going to add both our salt and our sugar to the mixing bowl. Now once you have this in the mixing bowl, you want to take a spoon, or you can put it on your bowl onto the mixer, and you want to combine the salt and the sugar with the flour. Next, we're going to go to the sink, and we're going to get our water. It needs to be warm water, somewhere between 90 to 105 degrees. If you have your water hotter than about 115 degrees, it can kill your yeast, and you don't want that to happen. So to our 1.5 cups of water, we're going to add our yeast, and then we're going to add our olive oil. Now we want to take something and make sure that we stir this to combine it relatively thoroughly, and then we're going to allow this yeast mixture to sit for 10 minutes so that it'll have time to activate. Now once our yeast mixture is activated, we're going to take our bowl from our stand mixer that has our flour, sugar, and salt mixed into it, and we're going to add our yeast, oil, and water to our mixing bowl. You want to make sure that you get all the yeast into the flour to make the dough combination. Now what we're going to do at this point is you're going to take the mixing bowl, put it back on our mixer, insert the dough hook, and we're going to mix the dough just until it's combined. Once we have our dough mixture just mixed enough until it has some wet spots and some dry spots, we're going to cover this, let it rest for 20 minutes. The French term for this procedure is called autolyse. This just allows the flour to absorb all the water before mixing process is continued. Now that our dough is rested for 20 minutes, we're going to mix it for a total of 7 minutes. The first 2 minutes are going to be on low speed, 1 to 2, and then once that is completed, we're going to increase the speed up to 4, and we're going to mix for another 5 minutes. And when your dough is complete, you're going to see it's very sticky, very tacky. That's the way it should be. And we're going to lay it onto our lightly floured countertop, and we're going to knead it for about 8 to 10 times, turning the dough just to get it into a nice ball with a nice skin on it. We're not wanting to add any more flour at this time. We're going to take our bowl, spray with a non-stick cooking spray, and lightly spray the top of the dough ball. We're going to cover it with plastic wrap, and we want to sit it in a warm, dry area to allow it to double in size. Usually going to take about an hour and a half to 2 hours, depending on your temperature of your kitchen. Once our dough has doubled in size, we're going to turn it upside down onto a lightly floured countertop, and we're going to divide it into separate pieces in order to make our dough balls. If you want to make 12 to 14 inch pizzas, you want to cut this dough into 3 equal parts. To make larger 16 or 18 inch pies, you want to cut it into 2 equal parts. Now what we're going to do at this point is we're going to shape the dough into a dough ball, and you're going to do this by taking the heels of your palms and pushing forward to make a seam multiple times. We're adding tension to the dough ball so that it has a nice skin. Then we're going to take this and put it on a flat surface and roll it in our hands. This is known as the Bollet method to make nice pizza balls. Now you want to take your pizza ball and you want to put it in a plastic container lightly sprayed with olive oil. Don't forget to spray the top of the bowl. We're going to put the lid on. Now if you're going to use these pizza dough balls right away, you want to set them off to the side and let them proof for an hour. If you're not going to use the dough balls right away, they can be placed in the refrigerator at this point and left for 1 or 2 days, and then you'll have awesome pizza. Just take it out an hour before you need to use it. Now, once we have our dough balls ready and they have proofed for the second time, we're going to turn it upside down onto our lightly floured counter. And at this point, we're wanting to just take the air out of the dough ball and turn it over, get a little bit of flour on both sides so that we can perform the stretching and forming process of the pizza crust. Now you're going to take your hands and you want to slightly rotate the pizza dough as you pull, and then continue to do this until you get the desired pizza size. If you have the ability to, you can also, what we do call tossing the dough from hand to hand. As you'll see, the hand pulls the dough up, stretching the dough out till you get to the desired size. If this is your first couple times of making pizza dough, I recommend taking some aluminum foil and sprinkling cornmeal on the floor, on the foil. And then what we're going to do is, once we have our dough to our desired size, we're going to lay this on the foil. This just makes it easier to put it on and off the pizza stone in the oven. Once you get more used to doing your pies, you can just simply put flour on the peel and slide it right off the peel. Now that our pizza crust is ready, we have our sauce onto our pie. We're going to dress our pizza with cheese and our toppings. I prefer to use a mozzarella and then a Parmesan Romano blend. You can use the shredded cheese like this. You can use sliced. It's a matter of personal preference. I like to do the shredded. It's relatively easy to do. Going to add our toppings. In this case, we're adding a little bit of turkey pepperoni. And then we're going to place our pizza into our 500-degree oven straight onto our pizza stone that's been warming for an hour. We're going to cook it for 7 minutes on the stone. Then after 7 minutes, we're going to move it to the top rack for an additional 2 minutes just to make sure the pizza is nice and golden brown. And here you have a pizza that's been cooking for 9 minutes in a 500-degree oven. It's got beautiful edges. The cheese is cooked just right. It smells delicious. Hope you've enjoyed this episode of Making Your Own Pizza, and let's get back to the commentary. Last year, 37 million Americans sought food assistance from a local food bank, food pantry, or soup kitchen. Of those 37 million Americans, over 25 million were children. Culinary U would like to encourage you to donate your canned and dry goods to your local food bank, food pantry, or soup kitchen to help us eliminate hunger in America. For more information on how you can make a difference in your community, check out the following websites. Please note that Culinary U is not associated with, nor do we endorse, any of the following sites. That wraps up this week's episode. And once again, if you found these videos informative and educational, we'd like for you to subscribe to our channel. And remember, you can give a man food and he eats for a day, teach a man to cook and he eats for a lifetime. Salam, shalom, peace. This is Culinary U.